Okay, FX US dollar 2-hour chart. It appears that we've got a impulse wave to the upside there as wave 1, and looking for a retest back into 81 as wave 2, and then further upside once support has been established, and if it gets established. So and if that's the case, that's going to be the euro trade to the downside. Okay, so just exploring this somewhat here. The current structured from the low here, the 80-50 area here, we've got up for wave 1, an A and a B and a C is an expanded flat. An expanded flat is where the A wave, the B wave and the C wave, or the B wave at least, takes out the top of wave 1, and the C wave takes out the low of the A wave there. It's a bit of a bullish bearish trap before it moves off to a strong move. This expanded flat is normally in wave 4s, but normally followed by a strong move. Anyway, as you can see, we've got I've labelled this as wave 3 up here, with a extension in wave 3 of 3. So we've got up for 1 here, back for 2 here, and then we've got 3 up here. And in wave 3 here, we've got 1, 2, and then 5 waves in here for the 3rd, sideways for the 4th, up for the 5th here for the 3rd wave, little 4th wave here, then up for the 5th wave here of 3rd. So we've got this corrective pattern here. So we're still looking for this to move up to complete wave 1 up through here. Now, subgroup 1 here, 10, 20 and 30, it's normally got the normally captures the correction. We either get the correction when it first arrives at 81, or it will move up into group 1 here and then have the correction in here. So we're looking for an A and a B and a C in through here. Group 2 here will be the support for that. So yes, 81 is the central number, and group 2 here is the support, and group 1 will be the resistance here. So we're looking for some type of 3-wave price action within here before we see further upside. With that in mind, we look at the euro here, and I'm just going to present an alternative count here. The count that we're following is on the website under the euro charts, so you can just go and see that. But I was looking at this in relationship to the US dollar. So that move in the US dollar to the upside, and this one here, this would be sending this to the downside. So the reason I've got this count here for is it's a little bit of an odd one, I have to say, but I just like to put things on the table. So we're looking at this here taking this high out here as a 5th wave. This 3rd wave that moved up through here, it just extended, and this 5th wave has just failed to reach a new high here because of this spike on this news event here, and also being at the number 8 as well. So if you can sort of imagine that wave 1, wave 2 and wave 3 would have been to here until we've had that news, wave 4 and then wave 5 to here, so completing that. And if that's the case, then this leaves this down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. So this 5 waves down as wave 1, or the A wave, likely to be wave 1, that the bias is on wave 1, and then an A and a B and a C wave here for wave 2, and 5 waves to the upside here. So this move down through here, we'll be looking at this as wave 1 as well. So wave 1 down, wave 2 back in some sort of corrective pattern, and then moving lower from here. So if one of the reasons for explaining all of that is that if the 136 becomes the retested resistance, then we're going to see the price down into the 135, where you can glean a small position from here into here. The real short trade in the bigger picture will come if and when the 135 becomes the retested resistance here. Because also too, I won't go back into the bigger picture, but this move down here in 5 waves can be an A wave, an A, B, C for a B wave, and then C wave down into here and move straight up from here. But we wouldn't go long until we're back on the 136. As I said the other day, the euro is not going to offer us any clear perspective and trades, so there are other markets to look at, and that's why we were looking at the euro, Aussie, and the pound yen and the euro yen and so forth. So looking at the Australian dollar here, we were counting 5 waves down yesterday. We've sort of relabeled wave 4 and wave 5 as such, but the main point here is that we've got 89 here where the market's bouncing at the moment. So we're looking at all of this being down for wave 1, and we're looking for an A and a B and a C back for wave 2. How far will wave 2 come back? Well, look, the commodities are strong, so it will probably see some buying on the dollar here. So, but just explore. Look, if the 89 becomes the retested resistance, then you need to be short from that point. Okay, that's the main point as such, because corrective patterns can be a little bit tricky. But yeah, look, this is the 5-wave structure to the downside that we've been working with, and we're looking at the bounce at 89 here. So we can look at, bring this down to 30 here. Now, if 30 is found here, if support is found on 30, then you can look for a retest back to 90 at that stage, or at least back into wave 4 here, or 89 to 72 group 2 here. And if it did move up through here, we'd be looking at it in 5 waves as well. Okay, so that's what we'd be looking at it from that point, and moving down from there. So if it doesn't, you know, I mean, this could be the ABC here as well. Do you know what I mean? We just get a small move up here and then down through here. I just don't know. So technically, we should see a move back to wave 4 of 1 lesser degree at minimum, you know. But look, if this becomes the retested resistance at 89, look to short it, then look to add under the 88.72. From that point. So just be a little bit careful at this stage. But that's the short trade from here. The Euro Australian is we're looking for a bounce off this low here, and we've got 5 waves up here now, so we'll be looking at an A and a B and a C coming back into the B wave here, and then we'll be looking for the C wave up through here as such here. Now, normally there's a relationship between the A wave and the C wave, so we're looking to that to the upside. Now, the other thing too is that if we get support on 153, which is the top of group 1, and it'd have to find support up there, tested support, so you know, the first high above the level here coming back, and if there's some sort of ABC correction and then there's support here, then you need to go long from that point, okay, because this pattern could quite easily move in line with the pound yen, and this situation here for the pound yen is got on the 4-hour chart here, we've got this down as, well, as you know, we've been looking at this as wave 4 here in 3 waves, and then we're looking further to the upside. So if you're long above 170, that's good. Then look to be long above the 172 there as well, because we'll be looking to take these highs out here. So it should be a good trade, very clean and tidy 3-wave correction here. Look, sometimes the wave counts are easy to read, and they're the ones that we need to trade. When they're iffy and messy, well, you know, best to give it the wide berth. So just going on this intraday here, if we just go and have a look at this particular structure moving to the upside here, this little pattern just here is in 3 waves as well, so that's a corrective wave. Yep, so that means that high there will be taken out. So this obviously leaves a trade for going long to the 172. If you're already long from the 70 here, then it's probably a good idea to either take some money at the 172 or just hold through it, but there will be some sort of reaction here. So the other small trade in here I was thinking is that 171, then we got group 1, so 10, 20 and 30, so currently it's at 27. So if you get support at 171.30, a nice tested support, then go long from that and exit at 172. There'll also be resistance at 171. Oh no, that will be next further up. Sorry about that. Don't worry about that. Long on 171.30, adding on 171.50 and exiting up at 172 there. But make sure it's retested. Make sure it's retested. This is a retest, and you can see it's in 3 waves. So that's what you're looking for, or a retest here. Then and if you're unsure about the correction, wait for the new high to take out and play it from that point. The Euro Yen is much the same as well. It's got a few more problems though, because it's got this block of supply here that it's tackling at the moment. So it needs to chip away at that. Have we got that on intraday here? Yeah, so once again, a little bit of a different correction here, but at the same time, it appears to be an A, a B, and 5 waves for the C wave here. But it's a little bit tricky on this side, because this move up through here appears to be corrective. It seems to be in 3 waves up here. So it's not displaying a really good impulse wave up through here. So it could fall down to a larger ABC here. So you just need to be a bit careful about that. That would mean that we'll have a C wave over here. This would have to be the A wave, the B wave to here, and this is the block of supply in here that it needs to deal with. So if you're going to go long, you need to be you need to understand in your own mind that this little block here as resistance is then support. So you would look at that in terms of group 1 again. So we've got 10, 20 and 30 here. So support as always. If you're scalping, you would trade up to the 30 and get out, and then wait for support and then move back into the long side there. So a nice tested support on here would help that a trade to the upside at that point there. All right, that's it for the FX.